Hello everybody and welcome to Hobbyistfishkeeper. I am Will and today's video is going to be on cyanobacteria, dinoflagellates and algae removal from your tank. How to get rid of them and how to stop them from coming back. But before I carry on with this video, just want to show you the mess that was my tank from about a month back, maybe a month and a half back. So it's kind of filmed in various stages. So before I carry on, let's just have a look at the mess.
You can see on the glass there, the cyanobacteria. I've obviously previously scraped it and you can see the straight lines where it's coming back. There is also, can I zoom in on that? There we go. Oh no, zoom in on the glass, not on the glass. There we go, yep, there we go. So as you can see, there's a bit of an algae bloom as well, so that's popping up. I don't know whether you can see the bubbles and the black stroke brown slimy stuff. That is dinoflagellates as well. And then on the we go further down on the sand, we've also got more algae there as well. So basically I had a massive, well, it started off with a cyano bloom.
So there you go, as I just stated, it started with a cyano bloom. Now a cyano bloom is kind of a pinky, purpley, reddy colour. And doing my research on why it happens in your tank, I kind of discovered that I was dosing too much vibrant. Apparently if you dose too much of this, it can give you a cyano bloom. So there was my first mistake. I was dosing too much vibrant. So basically it started with the cyano, then the dinos came in, then the algae came in, and before I knew it the tank was just completely overrun, completely minging, and it was one of those moments where you were considering to, should I just take it all apart and start again? But instead of that, I decided to do some research, which I'm presuming you're doing now if you found this video, and I decided to go all out and wage war against this blight that was on my tank. And the first offensive was to hit it with the chemicals. I started with this Aquamedic Anti-Red. Don't know whether did you get that? Ooh, there we go, focused. I started with that, and that worked pretty well, to be honest. Within a week, I saw a significant difference. I initially scraped most of it off, but it obviously kept recurring, so then hit it with this stuff, and it didn't come back. It did come back, but it didn't come back as quick, shall we say. So yeah, I hit it with the chemicals on the anti-red, and the same with the dinoflagellates as well. I hit it with Dino X. Will that get in there? Yeah, there you go. Possibly links will be in the descriptions for Amazon. If you click on it and buy it, I get a couple of pence. So I hit it with the all-out chemical offensive to start off with. And it seemed to do okay, but it didn't solve the issue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you off the stand, because you're not here to look at this mug, you're here to look at a tank. And I'm going to show you the rest of the stages that I implemented to get rid of it, eradicate it, and to keep it away. And fingers crossed, it seems to have been working. So without further ado, I'll bring it down to the tank.
Okay, so the second thing after the chemical offensive was to look at the filtration. Now obviously I'm on a canister filtration, filter, sorry. And then I've got my pre-filter there, which it also has its own pre-filter as well built into this as well. But the majority of everything in this tank is pretty much biological filtration with the mechanical filtration there. But I also added, and because I can't refuse a bargain on eBay, let's just put some light on the situation. There we go. And there we go, that is a UV filter. So I added a UV filter to the filtration. That was to help with, mainly to get rid of the algae. So it won't eradicate the algae from your rocks, it will only eradicate algae from your water column. So any algae that is being sucked through that goes via the light, the UV light inside, it gets mutated so it can't reproduce. Bob's your uncle, it's gone, it's dead skis. I have done a video on the UV filters, so feel free to go and have a look on my other thing. And now I know what you're thinking, oh my god, look inside of his tank, it's very, very tidy and nice and clean. Yeah, in the interest of full disclosure on this channel, I'm full of shit. So there you go, that's all in the tank, that's what came out. So there we go, that was the filtration side of it. Let's turn this light off so I don't blind you anymore. Then the next thing I added was more flow. I did have an EIM, what they call EIM Compact 1000. It was a massive big bulky thing and it did shift some water, but it literally just did it in one constant flow in one straight line. So I added, so I've got one there, and then I added one at the other side of the tank. I don't know whether you can see it. Lovely shimmer on the top there. So not only do I add the flow from the outlet, I've got the other flow on the other side there, which is breaking surface water, surface area, and then the other one that goes across the main part of the tank. I don't think there are any dead spots in this tank now, so that will help with any of the dinos and the cyano and the algae from landing on any surfaces and basically setting up shop. So increase the flow. Now I don't know whether you can see on the back there, I've still got some, it's not completely gone. Now I don't mind some in the places where I want it to be, other than all over my tank. I don't mind it being on the back wall, to be honest, it can stay there. But yeah, the way it was before was completely hideous. And then I suppose the final thing that I did was, ta-da! I added the Octo Hang On Back 1000 skimmer. Now I don't know whether you can see how minging that is. I've got it tuned into quite a wet skim at the moment, and it probably took me a good 4 or 5 days twiddling knobs to get it so it didn't overflow within minutes, but it is a very good skimmer. Now, a little too good it could be. It did strip out quite a lot of the things like calcium and things like that in the water, so I am having to add some extra on a daily basis because there was a bit of a shrinkage of everything, to be honest, of the anemones, of the corals. Now I'm not overrun with corals, as you can see, but that's because I wanted to make sure that I had the tank 100% before I started spending stupid amounts of money on corals, sticking them in there just to die. I'm not made of money. But I would say I'm finally there, I'm finally stable. There's a little bit of algae, but not too much, but that's probably down to me with the lighting. So I did change the lighting schedule as well. That's quite a nice picture. I did change the lighting schedule. I've reduced it now. It used to be on full blast from probably 3 in the afternoon till 10 o'clock at night, and that was both barrels, that's with whites and blues. Now I just have it on, the blues come on until around about 6, then the whites come on for a couple of hours, then the whites go back off again, and then the blues stay on till around about 9. And it seems to do the trick. We're not near any windows, so the algae can't be contributed to any windows or any external light. But there we have it. That was my battle against cyano, dino and algae, and that's how I got rid of it, or should I say got rid of most of it. And I've not got a reoccurrence really, so I would say that's a mighty success. Now I'm not saying you have to go out and do all of this. You don't need to go and get yourself a skimmer, UV. I'd say a couple of these elements and you might be okay, depending on how much water you've got. But for this, I would say major success. So hit it with a chemical, up the flow, added the UV, and then added the skimmer, and we're looking okay. So once again, thanks for joining me. If it is your first time on the channel, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, notification bell,
leave a like and a comment. I'm very active on my comments, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I answer pretty much every single comment that gets put down. That's it. Cheers, and I'll catch you on the flip side.